Hello, this is Maureen Cressy-Callahan, University of Connecticut Archives and Special Collections. This is a video about how to update containers that are represented as ranges in ArchivesSpace and to break them out into individual top containers. This is a project for our student workers. So I'm going to start at the container ranges spreadsheet. This is a list of container ranges to update. And I'm going to start by going to the first one. And I'm going to paste this into my browser so that it brings me into ArchivesSpace. And here I see that there is a top container that currently says disk 1 through 11. So in order for our inventory project to work, we need every container to be its own top container record. So in this case, we need top container records for disk 1, disk 2, disk 3, etc., all the way to 11. So the way I'm going to do this is first I'm going to make a note of the container type, and I'm going to make a note of the range, so I know that I need to make disk 1 through disk 11. And then I'm going to go down here to these linked records, and that's where I'm going to make the top containers. So I'm going to click on Edit here, and I'm going to scroll down to where I see instances. Great. And what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to make container instances for all of these. So add a container instance, and then because this doesn't exist yet, I'm going to create one, and I'm going to create container 1, and the container type on this was disk, and then I'm going to create and link. Great. Now I'm going to do the next one, add container instance, container. Great. I need this to be disk 2. Create and link. Add container instance. I don't already have a top container, so I need to make one. Create. Container type is disk. And now I'm making container 3. Create and link. And I do this all the way until I have up to disk 11. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to go up here and I'm actually going to delete this top container that is top container disk 1 through 11 because I superseded that with my disk 1 through disk 11. So confirm removable, and then I would save this record, and then I would go back into my spreadsheet, and the status would be done. Then I go into my next one. In this case, I notice that the container range is a little bit confusing. So I might click here, copy it, put this up here. I am going to leave. I'm not going to save that record just because we're just messing around right now. And so I see this is boxes 1 through 10x. What I would do in this case is I would actually go up to the stacks, and I would go to aisle 31, unit B, shelf 3, and I would try to figure out for all of the boxes that are in subseries F, University of Connecticut, series 1, transcripts 1912 to 1977, how many boxes are there actually? Is it box 1 through 10? Are they called box 1x through 10x? So I would actually go upstairs and look at the actual boxes to figure out what's going on before I make those top containers. So let's say I've done that, and I move on to the next one. Go here. And here, these are items 1 through 12. So these are reel-to-reels, so that's why it's reel-to-reel 1, reel-to-reel 2, etc. So again, I would go in and I would edit. I would go down to my instances, and I would create a new container instance. Top container, create. Let's see. In this case, again, it was item, so you want to reuse that. I might encourage you, if you know what it is, you know this is a reel, to call it reel 1 through reel 10, exactly. Use your best judgment on this. If you get confused, you can Slack me. And so I make reel 1, create and link. I'm going to add a container instance, create. It's going to be reel 2, right? Create and link, and so on and so forth until I get all the way up to reel 12. In this case as well, I know that there's a location, so the next thing I would do when I was done with that is I would either use manage top containers or click on each container to update the location for these. So we have those archives locations in there. So that's the gist of it. If you have any questions, you can always get in touch, and we will take it from there.